Experience can't be downloaded, but it can be earned. In this fifth installment of my series I'm calling The Hidden Mechanics of Mastery, I'm exploring quantity and whether or not it helps you build intuition, and asking the question, can this intuition be taught? Every trader wants to be confident. They want to feel when to enter and exit, hold or stay out of the market. They want to trust their read of the market. But that feel, that intuition, doesn't come from watching videos, reading books, that PDF, or even backtesting alone. It's built through exposure, and exposure is built through volume, through quantity. There's an invisible skill, and for us to get it, we'll have to go veteran watching. Have you ever watched a veteran trader trade? They tend to seem like they just know when a fake out is likely, when price will accelerate or stall, when the setup looks good on paper but smells off in the moment. This isn't magic. I know it seems pretty magical. Like I've watched some veterans trade live. It seems magical, but it isn't. It's not something they were born with, like they have the right mind or genes or whatever. It's the result of having seen thousands of setups, of watching price action in real time, of losing and learning, winning and learning in both situations. You earn intuition with reps. Think about it. Would you pay to watch a boxer versus a Muay Thai fighter? Think of a boxer. They don't cautiously process every moment in the ring. They react based on patterns they've seen over and over again in sparring. The same with traders. The boxer fighting with a Muay Thai fighter. That fight would be quite interesting to see. They use different strategies in their fights. And when you place a boxer in an unfamiliar environment, then it gets harder to box your way out of it. The same is with traders. You spot the subtle shift in momentum, the hesitation in a move, the trap being set, not because you were told or you saw it on a PDF, but because you've been there before. You've seen all of these patterns play out and you've learned to execute. Might you fail even when you see the pattern? Yes, and that's the point. You know that it can fail, but you still execute it anyway. Quantity is the builder of this muscle. It's the intuition project. We could start it. You can't fake this. You can't skip it. You can only get it by taking more trades, spending more time in the charts, watching your own trades evolve in real time, logging, reviewing, refining. Each rep adds a drop in the bucket. One day it spills over, and that's when people start calling it intuition. You're called the expert, the best trader I've ever seen. But nobody is seeing all the drops that you are putting in the bucket. Nobody actually sees them. They just see an overflowing bucket. A source rich in information that they can then come to you and tell you, please teach us. But when you give them the answer, they don't really accept it because it sounds so simple, so naive. You're not learning just the strategy when you're doing this, when you're actually executing all these trades. You're learning you. More volume helps you know when your strategy fails and when it thrives. Understand your own psychological patterns. Build real-time pattern recognition, not of the markets, but of yourself. Spot the feel behind the candlesticks. It's not about being reckless. It's about intentional volume, guided exposure, Testing, reflecting, repeating. It's a path. You see what is happening to the market. You reflect on where your mind is at, what you're thinking when you're saying that. You track your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts and ideas, and you track when you start predicting what the market will do next. You write it down and then you reflect on what happened before and the data that you've been tracking, and then you repeat. And you keep executing every moment. Why do some traders get it and others don't? Which one are you among the two? Same strategy, different results. Why? Because one trader has been in the fire more. They've been cooking. You tend to say let them cook, but this is the real situation. Some have been cooking for more, for longer, for more time. They learned how to adapt without breaking the rules. You adapt to the market and to yourself. They've seen the edge and the edges around the edge. Because remember, as I keep saying, you are the edge in the market. You are your own edge, because you will execute the same strategy, different to anyone else. Because we don't see the market as it is, we see it as we are. And once you master yourself, you master how you look at the market, you master your own thought processes, you master the edges around yourself, which are the edge. And that's when it starts clicking. No teacher can give you this. And this is actually why I'm saying don't pay for courses. Stop. But time can. Mentors are helpful. I've said this time and time again. Courses can teach concepts. Strategies can give you structure. But intuition, that's yours to earn. And the only currency accepted is quantity. This is exactly why it's not advisable to pay for courses, since at the end of the day you can't get a refund, since it will either be your psychology isn't right, or you will be asked a series of questions where your answers would be treated as the reason why the strategy did not work for you. Plus, all of this information is free and online. Element you need cannot be taught. It needs to be experienced live and earned. I know. It's sad to hear that after so much investment into your trading, you realize most of what you know can be learned online, and the aspect you need to fix and work on, you had it all along yourself. You need to polish yourself up, guard your mind, and train it hard to get better at this. I know I'm sounding preachy, but these are the facts. This is what I've seen and noticed time and time again. If you don't believe me, open a chart and use all those approaches recommended for trading and notice the similarities. Test out all these strategies and draw on top, and you start to notice them aligning. They are just glasses you wear and see the markets with a filter on top based on how your mentor or teacher sees the markets. The real progress is made when you experience the markets yourself. Without these filters, you see the market for what it is, not as your mentor does. I know it sounds both easy and hard at the same time. Good thing is, I intend to continue posting and helping you in however way I can. In the next video, I want to discuss some approaches for getting this level of practice, or rather reps in. For your information, these are all things you've heard before. I'm just saying them from a different perspective. If you have stuck with me this long, thank you for the support so far. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, keep an eye out for the next video. For those who have paid for courses, I'd like to know, how many courses have you paid for? But remember, the small, consistent steps is what actually matters.